Hey there guys, BlackPanthaa here and welcome back to some more of the crew, but it looks very, very different in this footage, I think you will agree. This is the crew Wild Run expansion. This is the first hands-on I got with the game, the first gameplay, so I am a little bit all over the place at the beginning, but straight away, come on. The first thing you're taking in is the visuals, the sound, the speedometer, the map, the UI changes overall, the way the cars look better, the area looks better, you can see more. There's so much without even going into this video, like just watching this clip here. It looks astonishing. Everything, just the way the water flicks up, the way the puddles are formed, the draw distance is increased, the graphics have improved drastically. I'm pretty sure you shall agree. But this video is basically going to be a walkthrough of what I played and what new features you can basically find in this expansion. And I've got to say, the word expansion it's kind of been thrown around a little bit because a lot of this is basically what, you know, an old expansion used to be. This is adding so much content in. This is like a World of Warcraft expansion. They actually told me they were using that as a base. Now, you can see that we have got the Drift Spec BRZ. Oh my god. So Gear 1, it did smoke quite a lot. And I've got to say, I did kind of awful at the beginning. It was really difficult to get used to. Well, not difficult, but it was kind of more... I wasn't used to, obviously, that spec. It was the first time I've tried it. It was more difficult than jumping in, say, the circuit car like we did at the beginning, because I kind of knew how that thing kind of handled in a way. They have updated the handling overall, like it is improved once again. But, as you want to know, probably, the drift spec, how does it feel? So, the best way to describe it would probably be a mix between Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2010 and obviously the current handling of the crew. It's a very fine mix between those. The cars kind of, you don't control them as much as you do once you start sliding, and that's what this spec is for, because you just want to drift this thing. Again, it's that whole thing of, it's easy to get into, sort of. I mean, that's kind of not a really good display of that, but my display overall anyway. But it's easy to get into, but difficult to master. So it's kind of going to be difficult for you to get a full stretch corner looking absolutely amazing. I didn't really get a proper good corner until the end of the event, which you'll see in a second. But as customization-wise, I know you guys want to hear about customization because that's what I love myself as well. Customization of this spec has its own parts, just like every other spec, and it's kind of obviously going to be somewhat similar to Perth, I would assume, because that's closest resembled to it. But that final drift, I guess that was amazing, absolutely amazing. And again, all specs are upgradable to the normal 1299 that, well, everything is, and you can buy them if you've already gone on one car, that sort of thing. Now, this is where the craziness begins. This is a Ford Raptor in monster truck spec. I didn't think there for a second. I was going to say Raid. The way to think of this is Raid, but balls to the wall. This is insane. This is just craziness. You can do stunts, jumps, flips, back, you can drive upside down. A lot of stuff I failed here. This whole area, I must say, I asked, and it is actually accessible in free roam. I was free roaming doing an event, which we'll see later, and I did pass it, and I was like, through doing this event, I was like, do I stop and go over there? It's really, really tempting, but there's loads of jumps. This is a new event type where you've got to collect points against someone else that was actually playing. As you've noticed, there's another player in this session. But basically, this is a whole obstacle course where you can do backflips and climb up and do whatever you want to get points. And I think that's awesome. I was going to go up there and get the big score that you can see, but I didn't have any NOS, and I kind of messed up my gears as well, which was great to top it off. But I did finish off with a beautiful, beautiful backflip in the Ford Raptor. Oh my god. I can't wait to see what other cars have this monster truck spec, because it is a spec, and there's going to be, a lot more vehicles in that class. Now, here we are with the drag cars. Holy crap, these things are literally rapid. Now, this is kind of like Need for Speed Pro Street, in where you've got to warm up the tires. So, the closest green thing, I was tapping at the beginning, but you've basically got to hold it, spin the wheels slightly. That'll warm up the tires. Then when you're ready to go, I really didn't, I jumped into this. This was my first time. I kind of didn't start at the beginning, but you basically shift in the green area. You have to use manual. There's no automatic because it's a drag race. Your cars do wheelies. Use NOS on the last, gear is what I would suggest for this car anyway. I haven't really tried any other cars, but I smoked him. Look at us. The speed is literally insane of this thing. Now, the way it works, oh, look, that parachute, I can't get over that parachute, it's amazing. But the way it works is there's a few heats, and you keep doing the same thing. I think there's 3 heats. We did skip the last heat because I wanted to show more of the game in shorter time for you. But I can see myself, you know, wheelie bars have a purpose. I can see myself spending so much time on these events because you know, me and Matthew love the drag events, you know, just drag racing on the salt flats with other cars. Now we've actually got a drag spec that does wheelies and everything. It's going to be incredible to try some new cars with that. Now, a lot of people will be wondering about bikes. Yes, bikes are in the game and they're able to get all base specs in the game. So you're going to get your circuit bikes, you're going to get your street bikes, your dirt bikes, your raid bikes. Yeah, can't wait to see what those are like. But these are circuit bikes. They're built for speed and power and handling. And we're doing some challenges. Now, this is a whole new thing. You press right and it's kind of like a skill challenge in a way. And they get more difficult as you do more of them. They kind of remind me of Burnout in a way, where you get free drive challenges on the bikes. It's basically say this certain speed for this amount of time as a group, you know, I don't know, travel to this destination, you know, get to this point as a crew, you know, just lots of random things like that to kind of engage you in the open world a little bit more. Now, this is one final event. We've got to get to a destination, but something absolutely awesome happens. And I didn't expect it, and I actually really am happy with it. Now, remember, this is a circuit bike. Now, as soon as I went off-road, goodbye everything I had, just gone. It was gone, and I really liked that. I just literally lost control because it was a circuit spec bike, and that's how it should be. I should then have to switch to raid or, you know, dirt to go off-road in the bike, and that would be, you know, very useful. So the next part here, you can see, is actually creating your own races is in the game as well. So you can actually basically pause the game, set the waypoints you want. You can set one waypoint so you can race across, or you can set multiple to guide yourselves through this, and you basically race to it and you get books. Now, this happens with your people in your session. You can invite people in your session, invite people in your crew. So it can basically just be, we want to go there, we may as well just race there. And you can actually switch specs during the race. Which means me and Matthew, once again, will hit a checkpoint, we can switch cars, we can do a race up a mountain, you know. So you're basically driving on a long road, then you go to an off-road section, switch to a dirt car, switch to a raid car, then do it, or say switch to a bike, you know, agree with your friends, and do just that. So final part here, you can see we're arriving at some kind of festival. This is the festival that the whole, you know, all these events are coming into. But I've got to say, there's just so much content in this expansion. There's a lot we haven't seen, obviously, but that was a demo build. Thank you to Ivory for letting me see early access to this game. If you want to see more of the crew, Need for Speed, Forza, be sure to hit that subscribe. Like if you did enjoy the video and found it helpful and you want to see more of the crew on the channel. But let me know, are you excited for the expansion? Does it make you want to buy the crew again? One extra thing to say is that you can actually get the crew expansion on disc, like separately. It comes with the crew and the expansion, and you can also obviously just get the expansion if you have the normal game. So it's like a whole new game to me. It has more content than a lot of new games today, and that's why I love it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.